Due to the graphic nature of the following content, it may not be suitable for all viewers.
It's impossible to know how many would-be refugees have perished in the Sinai in their quest for a better life. One aid group believes more than 4,000 Eritreans alone have died. For every refugee that finally crosses through the fortified border into Israel, many others don't. This man had a lucky escape from the traffickers, scrambling over a wall at the camp where he was held. He asked us to hide his identity, even though he's now safe in Cairo and registered as a refugee with the UN. He says Bedouin smugglers threatened to steal his organs if he didn't come up with the money they demanded for his release.
Because I am an orphan and they could not ask anyone for ransom, the dealer threatened me to sell 1 or 2 of my kidneys for $50,000 each.
The Bedouin gangs run a worldwide extortion racket. While the kingpins operate in Sinai, they have associates in many countries who serve as middlemen and funnel ransom money to them. Stockholm, the capital of Sweden, could not be more different from the desolate landscapes and searing heat of the Sinai. But the long arm of Sinai's trafficking mafia even reaches here. Those held in Sinai often endure horrendous treatment, but they're not the only ones who are suffering. Through an elaborate web of blackmail, relatives in Africa, the United States, as well as here in Europe, are often forced to pitch in to get their loved ones released. Nasser Abdul Rashid Hassan is one of those who's being blackmailed.
Okay, so let me see.
His brother Abdul Qadir is trapped in a Bedouin torture camp, and the traffickers are demanding $20,000 for his release.
First 3,600.
The first one was 3,000.
Yeah.
Nasser says he's already paid more than $17,000 to the smugglers and says the payments have all but ruined his family financially.
The Bedouins call me every hour and ask for money while my brother is being tortured. But the problem is also, when you ask Eritreans to help you, almost no one can, because almost everyone is in the same situation. So people will tell you, I can't help you, because I just paid for my own cousin. But then my parents will call from Eritrea and say, please, we cannot take the torture calls. So please, do whatever you can to save your brother.
After we finished filming this documentary, Nasser made the final payment to the Bedouin smugglers. They released his brother, but he was caught by Egyptian border guards trying to cross the border to Israel and is now in jail, awaiting deportation to Eritrea. A cruel, but sadly also a common fate for African captives in Sinai. Miron Estefanos is an Eritrean-born Swedish journalist and activist who's been reporting on the plight of refugees in Sinai for years. She says traffickers often make calls to families so they hear their loved ones being tortured and abused.
The mother was telling me back home she was listening to her daughter being raped. And he was screaming, this is for you, like to the mother, so you can imagine if you are a parent listening to your daughter being raped and you can't do anything, so you will do whatever it takes to save that child of yours.
Miran says she's spoken to dozens of Eritreans even as they were trapped in the torture camps. Many of those she spoke to did not survive the ordeal. Some vanished. Among them, a young Eritrean woman called Almaz, a friend of Miran since childhood. But when we were in Sinai, we came across a young woman at Sheikh Mohammed's safe house. She'd managed to run away from a torture camp, and Sheikh Mohammed's supporters brought her here. We discovered that her name was Almaz and were able to put her in touch with Miran.
Hi, Miran. I was happy when you let me speak to her when I found out that she's one of the people that fled. It made me happy because I kind of understand the situation of her family. I got very close to her sister, so it was a relief to know that they don't have to go through what they were going through.
And what they were going through was often appalling.
There was a routine. We got tortured every day. They beat us, and they would melt plastic and drip it on our back, drop by drop.
Almaz and a second woman who also escaped spend their days in Sheikh Mohammed's safe house waiting to be evacuated to Cairo. They're in limbo, but at least they're safe from their tormentors thanks to the Sheikh and his supporters.
We were almost dead, and they gave us life. They are feeding us. They gave us clothing. I'm very thankful for what they are doing.
Since we first reported on the Sinai's grim human trade, much has changed. That's largely thanks to tribal leaders who've taken a stand and declared war on the traffickers. It is a war far from won. Hundreds of Africans have disappeared in the Sinai or to this day are held and abused. But for some, there is hope that their quest for a better life is within reach.